Okay, hey, so this might be a little awkward, well, for one, because my face is half blocked by my steering wheel, but I just have a busy week, and I want to write, but I don't know that I really have time, and I want to get all this out before it's not fresh anymore, kind of. So, anyway, I'm on my way to work right now. I drive 40 miles one way to go to work because I live in Dallas and I work in Ennis, and I've been doing that for, I don't know, a year and a half, 2 years, and I don't really want to do that anymore, but I don't know what to do instead. So anyway, the other Sunday, on Super Bowl Sunday, let me back up. My word for 2016 is clarity. I feel like I need that in my life in a lot of different ways. Like, I want to speak clearly when I talk to people, communicate clearly. I want to clear out just crap from my life, whether it's like emotional kind of stuff or like literally crap that takes up room in my house. Anyways, I just want to get clear and just clear about what I want, things like that. So anyway, I need clarity. So Super Bowl Sunday, I wake up at like 8 o'clock in the morning, and I'm like, I gotta get the fuck out of here. Like, I have nothing to do today, and my house is clean. I don't need to do laundry. I have nowhere I need to be. I just want to go somewhere. And so I took my dog to my friend Katie's. Thanks, Katie. Because I didn't want to be limited by, I didn't know where I was going to go. So I'm like, okay, well, I need to not have him because what if I go somewhere and I can't have a dog? So, and I didn't want to leave him at home because what if I don't come back? And so anyway, so I dropped him off with Katie. And I just like loaded my car with some clothes and shit, and I just drove. Like, I got in my car and started driving. I got on 35 and I started going south. And I was like, fuck it, I'll just drive to Austin. Like, there's shit to do in Austin. And it was beautiful outside. And so I just drove. And like, I was crying and singing. And like, I don't even really know why. And that probably makes me sound like a crazy person, but whatever. So anyway, I get to Austin. It's like noon. And I go to Zilker Park. And I was gonna meet up with a friend. And it turned out she needed to like get back home and blah blah whatever. Either way, worked out perfect. I got to be by myself, which is probably what I needed. But anyway, I get to Zilker Park and I'm like, oh, this is cool, I'll just hang out, which if you don't know, it's just a cool park in the middle of Austin. And so there's like trails and people are walking around taking pictures, and I sat by the lake and I saw a swan, and I saw a little turtle swimming, and there were 2 squirrels doing it in a tree, and I tried to take a picture of them, but of course they stopped as soon as I pulled off my camera. But anyway, and then there was like this dude playing a guitar, and he like played a song for me, and I gave him $4, and I don't know, it's just like a weird, it's Austin, like whatever. So anyway, but I'm sitting there, I'm like, this is nice and this is peaceful, but like there's still people everywhere, and I just don't even want to be around people right now. So I stayed for like an hour, and I got in my car and went and got gas, and I called my best friend, and I was like, what the fuck am I doing? I'm in Austin and I don't want to be here. And she's like, well, what do you want? Where do you want to go? I'm like, nowhere. Like, I want to be where like there's no people. And she's like, well, I don't know, take a couple deep breaths. She's like that. Take deep breaths and just, you know, what feels good to you and whatever. Like, I love her. Like, I'm not making fun of her. But anyway, so I do that. And I look at my GPS. I'm like, Marble Falls sounds pretty. I don't know, like, how pretty that is. I don't know if there's, like, waterfalls or what. But anyway, it sounds pretty, and it's an hour away. So I drive to Marble Falls. And I get there, and by this time it's like 3 in the afternoon. And it's this cute little town, and it would have been awesome to like go grab a beer somewhere and like walk around these little shops, and it's Super Bowl Sunday, and somebody probably had hot wings on special or something. But I just like looked like ass because I'd been driving, crying, and like outside, and I don't know, I just didn't want to be around people, so that wasn't gonna make me happy. So I'm like, what the fuck am I doing? And I So then I call one of my other friends. I'm like, hey, I'm in Marble Falls. I knew she knew the area. She's like, oh my God, I love Marble Falls. You need to go do this and blah, 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 which I'm not in the mood to do any of. And she tells me about this place called the Slab. She's like, it's not really like a place you can look up. It's just this cool, nature-y area. Like, just Google it, see if you can find a blog that talks about it, and you can make your way there. All right, cool, whatever. So I go to the gas station, I get a 24-ounce Dos Equis in a can, like with the bag and everything for my koozie. I'm like, fuck it, I'll find the Slab. So I did, and I drove out to this like country area, and it's where the Llano River crosses this bridge. And I guess when the water's really high, it's a cool like swimming area, but when the water's low, it's just like a chill spot, and you can like walk out on it, and water runs kind of through there, and there's cool rocks, and it's just pretty. So I went out there, and like, I've never worn my hiking boots, but I had them with me, so I'm gonna put my hiking boots on, I'm gonna go drink this beer and walk around. So that's what I did, and it was gorgeous. And I had like a little photo shoot with the self timer on my phone, and I just sat out there, and it was just peaceful and pretty and beautiful. I don't know, it was just awesome. I sat there for almost 2 hours, and then I was hungry. So I was like, you know what, I'm gonna go to town, I'm gonna get food, and I'm gonna come back out here, and I'm gonna eat dinner and watch the sunset. So that's what I did. I went to HEB in town, and I bought like all this stuff to do like the shake up salad, you know, like all the stuff's in there, and you shake it up with the dressing. So it's like being all healthy. And anyway, so I like ate my salad, just chilling, watching the sunset, and then it kind of got cold once the sun went down. I got back in my car, and I was like half contemplating, like, okay, now it's like 6:30. I'm in Marble Falls. I don't have a hotel room. I don't know anything around here. It's dark. Now what am I gonna do? And but I looked up on my GPS, and it said I was 3.5 hours from Dallas. I'm like, all right, well, I guess if I left right now, I could be home by 10. I'm like, screw it, like, I don't know, I'll just start driving, and if I feel like stopping, I'll stop. If I don't, then I'll be home by 10. So I just pressed like start navigation, and I'm like, all right, here we go. So I'm driving, and it's gorgeous, it's pretty, because it's like the time of night where like the sun is down, but it's like the purpley sky and stuff, you know, it's pretty cool. Anyways, I'm driving, and I'm thinking, at some point this is gonna spit me out on 35, and then I'll just kind of mosey my way home. Yeah. I finally look at my, like, the overview on my map, and I am straight up in the middle of nowhere. There's like no towns on this little road that it's saying is gonna take me back to Dallas. And it was the most intimidating part of my day, I think, because it was definitely not an area that you would want to have a flat tire, or like something happened to you, because like I just feel like it'd be super hard to explain where you are. And then my phone, like, I'm so far out that my phone straight up is just like, nope, not gonna work anymore. There's no satellites around, so I didn't have service. So I just like cranked up my radio and was driving, and then finally I get to a point after a couple hour and a half, 2 hours maybe, I get to a point where I had to turn left or right, and I don't know which way to go because I don't have GPS anymore. And so I stop at this gas station, and I'm like, I need to go to Dallas. Do I go left or right? They probably think I'm crazy. So they like tell me, oh yeah, you go down here and you need to turn on this and blah blah blah. They like write directions on paper for me. But anyway, I ended up like in Glen Rose, and from there I was able to come back to Dallas. But it was crazy. I literally drove over 500 miles, and I was gone for 14 hours on Sunday. And I don't know, like I that sounds crazy to me. Like, what'd you do? Just take off driving? Yep, that's what I did. But I just needed that, and I know that obviously, like, not everyone can do that. Like, you have shit and responsibilities, and you just can't, like, peace out of your fucking life. But sometimes you can, and sometimes I'm like, I'm not gonna spend $50 all day with gas and my little salad and my 24-ounce beer. I spend more than that killing time at Target. So $50, I was gone for 14 hours and had a little mini road trip. And I just, even though it sounds so crazy, I just wanted to tell people because, I don't know, it was like good for me. Like I could think and I could cry and I could look like shit and it didn't matter because I was by myself. And I don't know, I don't know, if you get the opportunity to do that, or if someday you just want to peace the fuck out, like do it. It feels good. So that's all. Now I probably really seem like a crazy person. But anyway, I just wanted to share that. Maybe I'll write more about it, post some pictures. But anyway, that was my trip. I just wanted to tell y'all. Super Bowl Sunday. I didn't see any of it. I was driving.